Summer nights on the west side avenue, cheap bread, wine and worn out dancing shoes. We were young enough to waste our time, believing every dream would survive. Old cassette tapes spinning in your car, singing loudly underneath the stars. Smoking laughter drifting through the air, like nothing in the world could touch us there. And every memory still glows in faded colors inside my restless mind. Funny how the years keep moving while some moments stay untouched, like old songs playing softly from another life we love. Back when the lights felt brighter and every night lasted forever, we were running through the city like the world belonged to us. Now the streets have all grown older, but your voice still fills the silence. Every time I hear that old melody, I'm pulled back through the years again. You moved away when autumn finally came, chasing bigger dreams and brighter names. I stayed behind with photographs, trying hard to make the feeling last. Sometimes I wonder where you are tonight. Do you still dance when no one's watching? Do old songs still break your heart the way they always did for me? Because growing older doesn't mean we stop missing the people we once were. There's beauty in remembering the way we once believed. Back when the world felt endless and every road led somewhere magic, we were louder than our fears and lighter than the midnight air. Now the years keep rolling onward like records turning slowly, but your memory still dances through the corners of my to think forever would never end. Coffee in my hand, running late and missing all my plans. Then you crashed into my rushing world, laughing like the chaos didn't hurt. Sunlight dancing through your messy hair, like the whole sky followed you somewhere. And suddenly the crowded avenue started feeling brand new. I wasn't searching, wasn't trying to believe in magic. Then you happened. Funny how the smallest moments can completely change a day. One smile turning all the gray skies into shades of gold again. Now I'm spinning through the city lights, singing louder than I did before. Every little thing feels brighter since you walked through my door. And I don't know how it happened, didn't mean to lose control, but somewhere between your laugh and your eyes, you slipped into my soul. We stayed awake till almost 3:30, talking like old friends. in the way you move, like you've never been afraid to lose. And every second standing close to you feels reckless in the best way. Maybe love doesn't knock before arriving. Maybe it just rushes in. Now I'm dancing through the midnight streets like my heartbeat finally found a song. Every ordinary moment feels like where I belong. And I don't care who's watching, I don't care what tomorrow brings, because somewhere in your messy orbit you changed everything. Maybe we're both a little broken, maybe we're both afraid sometimes, but somehow all the missing pieces start fitting when our worlds collide. And I never saw it coming, didn't plan for any of this. Now your name feels like my favorite line inside every melody. Now I'm running through the pouring rain, laughing harder than I ever have. Every lonely road behind me feels smaller in the past, and I still can't explain it, how your heart found mine this way. But every second with you feels like sunshine after days of gray. So if this is what falling feels like, I don't wanna come back down, because somewhere between chaos and chance I found you now. Your face still hangs above the boulevard, frozen forever in black and white. People pass beneath your shadow like they're praying to a faded light. Every magazine once wanted you, every camera chased your smile, but fame can turn a soul transparent when you live beneath the spotlight too long. And somewhere behind the glamour, a lonely heart kept breaking quietly without anyone noticing. Funny how the world keeps cheering while somebody disappears inside, turning human pain into headlines for another restless night. Now your memory fills empty spaces across the walls and city skies. A beautiful ghost inside the neon, still searching for a place to hide. And everybody wants a piece of heaven, everybody wants to feel adored, but applause can sound like silence when your soul can't take anymore. Gold record stacked beside the mirror, dust collecting on forgotten dreams. You learn how to play the hero while drowning slowly underneath. Late night parties blurred together, faces fading with the morning rain. And every stranger called your name without knowing who you really were. Maybe stardom is just another lonely language people mistake for love. Now your shadow lives in headlines across the endless midnight glow, like a fragile star still burning long after losing control. And everybody builds their kingdoms from broken pieces of desire, but no amount of flashing lights can heal a tired heart on fire. Behind every perfect photograph, there's a silence nobody sees. A person trying to survive inside the image they created. Maybe all we really wanted was somebody to stay close enough to love us beyond the performance, beyond the applause. like a song refusing to fade away. A reminder that even legends were human underneath the fame.
Downtown lights reflect across the glass. Everybody moving way too fast. Sharp suits, fake smiles, polished shoes. Trying hard to look impossible to lose. Billboards shining over crowded streets. Dreams dressed up in luxury. Everybody wants the perfect ending. Nobody talks about the fear beneath. And sometimes I wonder if we're all pretending to know where this road goes. We chase the skyline endlessly, trying to outrun who we used to be. But success can feel lonely when your soul can't breathe. Everybody's making all the right moves, dancing through the city lights, trying to look untouchable while barely surviving the night. And all these beautiful illusions hide the cracks beneath the gold. 'Cause everybody wants forever, but nobody wants to feel alone. Late night elevators and rooftop views, conversations filled with half-truths. People trading pieces of themselves just to fit inside somebody else's dream. I used to think the world belonged to the loudest voice in the room, but maybe strength is quieter, maybe honesty cuts through, and maybe the things we chase so desperately aren't what we truly need. Everybody's making all the right moves, trying hard to seem alright, wearing confidence like armor underneath the flashing lights. And all these endless expectations keep pulling hearts apart. 'Cause everybody wants attention, but still longs for something real. One day the noise fades down, the crowds disappear somehow, and all that's left is who you are without the city around. So tell me, what survives when the spotlight finally dies? Is it the fame, the money, the applause, or the truth behind your eyes? Everybody's making all the right moves, climbing higher every day, but some dreams lose their meaning when your soul gets left away. And all these glowing skyscrapers can't replace a human heart. 'Cause even in the brightest places, people still fall apart. So maybe the real victory is learning how to stay true in a world obsessed with appearances and forgetting what's real.
sky. You pulled your coat against the autumn wind, like you were trying not to let me in. Smoke curls slowly from the corner bars, music drifting softly from passing cars, and every word we left unsaid hung between us like unfinished prayers. Somewhere downtown, the city kept on breathing while we came undone. Funny how love slips through your fingers just when you think you've got control, leaving little cracks beneath the surface nobody else can see. So hold me close before the morning finds us, before the skyline washes out the stars. Tonight the world feels beautifully reckless, like we could disappear inside the dark. And all the noise beyond these windows can wait until the daylight comes. Right now this lonely city feels softer in your arms. Old conversations echo through my head like worn out records spinning in my chest. We were young enough to think desire could survive every little fire, but hearts grow tired from carrying too much, and silence slowly replaces touch. Still somehow every crowded room leads me right back here to you. Maybe broken people keep returning to each other because familiar pain feels safe. So hold me close before the night escapes us, before reality begins again. Tonight these empty streets feel almost sacred, like time itself forgot to move ahead. And every shadow in this city feels lighter when you say my name. For one small moment, nothing else exists beyond this room. Maybe we were never meant forever, maybe we were only passing through, but even temporary love can leave permanent colors on your soul. And years from now, when someone asks about the nights that changed me, I'll still remember this feeling, like rain against neon lights. So hold me close before the dawn arrives now, before the sky turns pale and cold. Tonight the world outside can't keep on turning, while we stay suspended in this glow. And though tomorrow may divide us, though these streets may pull us apart, there'll always be a hidden corner where your voice still lives inside my heart. Right here beneath these fading city lights, we were alive. Velvet shadows underneath the lights, danger shining in your restless eyes. You move closer like a loaded gun, sweet disaster dressed in designer love. Everybody wants me not to fall, but temptation echoes through it all. You taste like midnight mixed with gasoline, beautiful and incomplete, and every second feels like heaven wrapped in chaos, pulling me deeper in. Your touch feels like thunder, your silence cuts like glass. Everyone inside between us only makes the fire last.
We're dancing through a dangerous obsession, turning heartbreak into neon art. Every kiss feels beautifully toxic, like poison dripping through the heart. And even when the damage shows now, even when the truth gets dark, we keep crashing into each other like we were born to fall apart. Late night echoes in the bathroom haze, smudged lipstick and expensive mistakes. Your perfume lingers on my skin like a memory I can't escape from. Everybody sees the glamour first, nobody sees the hidden hurt. We wear desire like a luxury while slowly losing sanity. And somehow the pain keeps feeling addictive, like a song I can't stop playing. We're spinning through electric confusion, turning chaos into paradise. Every lie sounds sweeter in the moment, under flashing city lights. And even when the walls are burning, even when the feelings scar, we keep running back together like magnets in the dark. Maybe love was never gentle, maybe passion leaves a mark, maybe broken souls recognize each other from the start. And though I know this ending will leave ashes in my hands, part of me still wants the danger more than something safe. We're dancing through the wreckage, laughing like royalty inside the flames. Every scar becomes another story written underneath our names. And even if the world collapses, even if we lose control, there's something wild and unforgettable about the way we lose our souls. Because some loves are meant for forever, some are meant to burn too bright, leaving glitter in the darkness long after they fade from sight.
I still remember how the silence felt after your shadow left this room. Coffee growing colder by the window side, while every song still sounded like you. I try to fill the empty space with crowded nights and stranger faces, but healing doesn't happen all at once. Sometimes it moves in small ways, and every little step feels heavier at midnight when memories don't sleep. But I can feel the air changing, like winter finally losing hold. Maybe broken hearts aren't endings, maybe they just learn to grow. And little by little, I'm finding my way back through all the tears and the sleepless nights. What once felt permanent back to my eyes. I've been learning how to love myself without waiting for somebody else. There are still moments that hit too hard, like hearing your name in passing cars, but they don't pull me under anymore the way they did before. Maybe time isn't about forgetting. Maybe it's about surviving. And little by little, I'm finding my way back through all the tears and the sleepless nights. What once felt permanent is slowly fading, like city lights at sunrise. I thought I'd never breathe without you, never standing strong alone. But every scar is turned into strength, and I'm becoming someone new. I carried your goodbye like a storm inside my chest, but storms were never meant to stay forever. Now the weight is getting lighter, and my heart beats softer, like it finally understands how to let go. And little by little, I'm opening the curtains, letting golden morning fill the room. Every shattered piece is coming together in ways I never knew. By losing you would break me, leave me frozen in the dark. But every day I'm learning how to heal and dancing with my own heart. Little by little, I'm alive again.
I spent years pretending I was fearless, laughing loud enough to hide the cracks, running through the nights half empty, never looking too far back. I heard people who tried to love me turned apologies into dust, built my walls from pride and silence, thinking distance meant I was strong. But every lonely morning felt heavier than the last one, like I was losing myself. Maybe growing up means learning you cannot run your own reflection. Maybe strength begins the moment you admit you need redemption. I wanna be a better man, the one I was before, someone who stays when things get harder instead of walking out the door. I wanna love without the fear now, without hiding from the truth, 'cause every road keeps leading me back to the parts I need to change. I still remember all the small things, the nights you waited by the phone. Well, I chased temporary feelings, trying hard not to feel alone. And now your absence fills the silence like rain against an empty room. Funny how the heart sees clearly only after love is gone. But maybe broken hearts can still become something stronger if they're willing to heal. I wanna be a better man, not just somebody surviving, someone who can hold another heart without fear of losing himself. I wanna stop the endless running, stop turning love into goodbye, 'cause every scar I carry still points me toward the light. No one teaches you how to change, how to forgive the younger version of yourself that made mistakes while searching for direction. But I'm tired of standing still inside the ruins of regret, and maybe hope begins the second you refuse to quit. I wanna be a better man, even if the road feels endless, someone who learns me behind.
Your coffee cup still sits beside the window, like you're coming back someday. I keep walking through these empty rooms, trying hard to look okay. Everybody says that time will heal it, but they never tell you how to stop hearing someone's laughter in the silence all around. And it hurts knowing you're probably sleeping peacefully while I'm still awake at 3 a.m. Funny how two people leave a love with completely different scars. One learns how to move on while the other falls apart. You walked away with half the damage and left me carrying the rest. Now every little memory feels heavier inside my chest, and I'm still trying to understand how we went from forever to strangers. 'Cause breaking even after heartbreak feels impossible these days. I still drive past all our old places, like somehow you'll reappear. Every song on the radio lately sounds like something we used to hear. You said we both deserve better, but better never felt this cold. Now I'm learning loneliness in ways nobody prepares you for. And maybe healing means accepting that some endings never really make sense. You walked away with steady footsteps while I'm stuck inside the fall, trying to rebuild the version of me that existed before it all. And every night keeps asking questions that my heart can't answer yet. 'Cause some goodbyes leave bruises time can't fully forget. I hate how love can change completely without warning or goodbye. One moment someone feels like home, the next they're just a ghost in your mind. And even though I know I'll survive this eventually, part of me still wishes you'd come back from me. You walked away with less to carry while I'm drowning in the weight, trying to smile through conversations while my heart still breaks. And maybe someday I'll forgive this. Maybe someday I'll move on too. But tonight the silence still sounds louder without you. 'Cause loving somebody deeply
all the tired in your eyes. I can see the weight you carry every night. Like the world keeps asking more from you than any heart was meant to hold alone. The silence in this room feels heavy now, but you don't always have to be the strong one. Let your worries fall beside me. You can rest here for a while. And even when the dark gets louder, I won't let you disappear inside it. Because love isn't always fireworks. Sometimes it's staying through the storm, holding on when everything else feels uncertain. I will stay beside you when the city lights grow colder, when your hope feels far away and your hands begin to shake. You don't have to carry every scar alone tonight. If the whole world turns against you, I'll still be here by your side. Morning rain against the window pane, coffee cooling slowly on the table. We don't need perfect conversations to understand each other now. I know there are wounds you never speak of, old ghosts moving quietly beneath you. But healing doesn't ask for perfection, only someone willing to stay. And I would rather walk through broken roads, than lose the chance to walk beside you. I will stay beside you through the silence and the chaos, when the nights feel endless and your heart forgets the light. You don't have to hide every fragile piece inside. Even at your weakest moment, I'll still be here by your side. And if tomorrow leaves us stranded, if every plan falls out of place, we'll still find warmth within the quiet, still find shelter in this love. Because some connections aren't temporary, some hearts recognize each other long before words ever do. I will stay beside you when the whole world keeps moving, when the years leave marks upon us and the seasons change their names. You don't have to fear being seen completely now. Every broken piece you carry only makes me hold you closer. And even when the stars stop shining, even when the roads divide, part of me will always find you and remain there by your side. Street lights flicker through the pouring rain. Another headline filled with fear again. Everybody searching for a sign, trying to make sense of crooked times. A mother praying in a quiet room, a tired cashier working past the moon. Someone driving nowhere just to breathe, holding on to what they still believe. And I wonder how much weight a soul can carry before it finally breaks. If there's still a light above the noise, if hope still echoes
are shaking with nobody to hold. There's a fire hidden deep inside, even the shattered still survive. And somewhere beyond the fear, a brighter morning waits for us. Calling out to every weary soul, everybody trying not to let go. If you can hear this aching harmony, come and bring your broken dreams to me. We are scarred, but not defeated, still finding little reasons just to keep breathing. And after every shadow, every war we face, hope still knows our name. Calling out through the darkness, through the silence, we are not alone. The city feels quieter after midnight, street lights melting into silver rain. You leaned against the passenger window, watching reflections drift away. No grand speech just filled the silence, no dramatic words to make things right. Just your hand resting close beside me, like that alone could calm the night. And somehow that small moment felt bigger than everything we used to chase. Maybe we spend too much time running, trying to outrace who we are, when all we ever really needed was one honest place to stop. So let the whole world keep spinning, let the headlights disappear. I don't need somewhere else to be, as long as you are here. And if tomorrow comes uncertain, if the sky forgets to shine, I'll still find peace inside your heartbeat next to mine. Old coffee cups beside the dashboard, songs we know but never sing. Every little broken piece of life somehow softer in this scene. We talked about forgotten dreams, oh, about fears we never said out loud. And for the first time in forever, I didn't feel lost inside the crowd. Maybe love isn't fireworks exploding, maybe it's staying through the quiet. So let the whole world keep moving, like waves beneath the evening sky. I don't need all the answers now, when you're standing by my side. And if the years leave scars upon us, if our hearts grow tired sometimes, I'll still choose this ordinary moment over 1,000 flashing lights. No racing through the chaos, no pretending we're unbreakable, just breathing in the stillness like it's enough to save us. And maybe that's the beauty of finding someone real, not perfect, just honest enough to stay. So let the whole world keep turning, let the seasons come and go. I don't need a perfect ending, just your hand I can hold. And even when the night grows heavy, even when the roads unwind, I'll keep finding little pieces of home inside your eyes. So stay here for one more moment while the world fades softly out of sight.
kept falling on the avenue. Streetlights melting into shades of blue. You pulled your jacket closer in the cold, while the city moved around us slow. Neither one of us had perfect words, just quiet hearts carrying hidden hurt. But somehow in the space between the silence, something started feeling safe. And for the first time, I stopped trying to escape what I was feeling. Maybe broken souls find each other in the moments they least expect, like two drifting shadows finally learning how to rest. When our words collide tonight, everything feels softer somehow. All the noise fades into the distance when you're here with me now. And even if tomorrow changes, even if the stars don't align, for this moment we are something beautiful, suspended in time. Coffee cups beside the dashboard light, old songs playing softly through the night. You smiled without even looking up, like you already understood enough. There's comfort in the way you breathe, like calm waves moving over me. And every fear I used to carry feels lighter in your hands. Maybe love isn't fireworks exploding, maybe it's quiet understanding. When our hearts collide tonight, every lonely thought disappears. All the walls we built around ourselves fade somewhere into the air. And even if life keeps moving and the seasons leave us behind, this feeling will still remain like echoes inside my mind. No promises carved into forever, no dramatic words to make us stay. Just two tired souls discovering how healing can feel this way. And maybe that's enough. Maybe love was never meant to be louder than the world, only real enough to survive it. When our worlds collide tonight, the darkness doesn't seem as endless. Every broken piece inside me finds a little peace again. And even when the morning finds us, even when the night unwinds, part of me will always carry this quiet light we found tonight. Because somewhere in the chaos, two wandering hearts aligned. And for one beautiful moment, everything felt right. She walks in like the room belongs to her. High heels echoing across the floor. Everybody turns without thinking, like gravity changed once more. Red lipstick and dangerous confidence, cold eyes shining underneath the lights. She smiles slowly like she already knows how the story ends tonight. And every heartbeat starts moving faster the second she gets close. You can try to keep your distance, try pretending you're immune, but the closer that you get to her, the harder it gets to move. She's got that midnight energy, pulling everybody into her game, like fire dancing through gasoline, leaving sparks without a name. And everybody wants a taste of the danger in her eyes, even though when hearts get broken, people line up every night.
whispers in the bathroom mirror, perfume floating through the haze. Boys acting tough around their friends, then losing all control for days. She's not searching for forever, she's addicted to the thrill, turning temporary moments into stories people still feel. Maybe freedom looks a little reckless under neon city sky. She's got that wild electricity, turning every room alive like thunder rolling through the speakers, keeping restless souls awake tonight. And everybody keeps returning even after getting burned, 'cause some people carry chaos in the most beautiful way. Maybe she's tired of expectations, tired of being called a fantasy. Maybe underneath the confidence, she's lonelier than she seems. But she will long ago how to survive the world by never letting anybody close enough to break her first. She's got that dangerous glamour that makes the whole world stop and stare, like moonlight mixed with smoke and diamonds floating through the air. And even when the music fades out, even when the crowd goes home, part of her still lingers like a song inside your bones. Because some hearts aren't built for safety, some souls were born to run wild, and she keeps dancing through the chaos like freedom personified.
You walked in through the morning light like a postcard from another life. Dust on your shoes from 1,000 roads, I still shining like a fire glow. You talked about the cities far away, neon nights and crowded subway trains. But somehow in the middle of your stories, you sounded tired of chasing glory. And I could tell you were looking for a place to land, not another pair of restless hands. So take your heavy heart and lay it down tonight. You don't have to run, you don't have to hide. Maybe the stars don't know where they're going, maybe the moon gets lost sometimes, but every broken road keeps glowing when you're standing here in my headlights. You don't need diamonds in your sky or silver dreams to feel alive. Sometimes home is just somebody waiting with the porch light on tonight. Coffee rings and no cassette tapes, laughing at the songs we used to hate. Windows open to the summer rain, trying to heal what we can't explain. You said the world moves way too fast, everybody's scared they'll never last. But maybe all we really needed was one honest night to finally breathe in. And for the first time, you let the silence stay between us without trying to defeat it. Maybe the stars don't know where they're going, maybe the moon gets lost sometimes, but every broken road keeps glowing when you're
like sunlight after endless rain.
Smoke rises over shattered streets tonight. Ashes drifting underneath the neon light. Every promise we once held so close feels like dust between our hands now. I tried to save what we became, but fear kept pouring through the cracks, and every word we never said still echoes louder in the dark. Maybe nothing lasts forever, maybe everything breaks eventually when the fire gets too close. And I can feel the walls collapsing, every memory turning gray, like the world we built together is slipping slowly away. Everything burns when the silence grows louder, when love becomes something we cannot hold. Every dream turns to smoke in the darkness, every heart leaves scars on the soul. But even through the ruins around us, even through the wreckage and pain, there's still a spark refusing to die, still calling my name through the flames. Rain falls softly on the broken glass, like heaven mourning what we couldn't save. Your shadow lingers in the hallway, like a ghost refusing to fade. And every photograph reminds me how beautiful destruction can appear when two damaged souls collide, trying to outrun their fears. Maybe losing everything is the price we pay for loving something deeply. Everything burns when the night keeps unraveling, when trust becomes too fragile to survive. Every truth cuts deeper than the lies now. Every goodbye leaves part of us behind. But even through the chaos surrounding, even when the light disappears, there's still a pulse beneath the ashes, still surviving through the fear. We spend our lives trying to escape the things already living inside us. Pain, desire, loneliness, all tangled together like fire and rain. And maybe love was never meant to leave us untouched. Maybe it was always meant to change us completely. Everything burns when the heavens fall around us, when the stars lose their way in the sky. Every soul carries invisible damage, every tear leaves rivers behind. But even if the world keeps breaking, even if the flames never end, I'll carry the light we created through every shadow again. Because somewhere beyond all the sorrow, beyond every shattered remains, there's still a heart beating beneath it all, still alive inside the flames. Sunlight dancing through the cafe glass. You smiled at me in time. Move slow. Coffee steam floating between our words, like the whole world softened for a moment.
to overthink every feeling, trying not to lose control too fast. But every little thing about you makes it harder not to laugh. And lately, even ordinary mornings feel brighter than before. You make the quiet moments sweeter, like summer living in the air. And every time you say my name, my heartbeat forgets to play it cool. I think I'm falling slowly without even meaning to. Every little conversation pulls me closer to you, and I can't stop smiling whenever you walk into the room. Like my whole world changes colors every time you do. Late night drives with the windows down, singing badly to the radio. You reached over just to steal my fries, and somehow that felt beautiful. The city lights blurred past the dashboard like tiny stars beside the road. And in that quiet little moment, I felt more alive than ever before. Maybe love doesn't arrive dramatically, maybe it grows softly over time. I think I'm falling deeper every second that we spend, turning simple little memories into something I won't forget. And I don't wanna rush it, I just wanna stay right here, where your laughter sounds like music floating through the air. Maybe it's the way you notice all the things I never say, or how you make the heavy days feel lighter without trying. And even if this scares me more than I'd admit out loud, part of me already knows I don't wanna turn around. I think I'm falling honestly, without fear or second thoughts. Every lonely piece inside me feels softer when you talk. And even if tomorrow changes, I'll still treasure what we found. Because somewhere between your smile and mine, my heart came back around. Stay here a little longer while the evening fades to blue, 'cause I think I'm slowly, quietly falling into you. I used to build my walls like armor, keeping every feeling locked away. Too afraid of falling too deeply, too careful with the words I'd say. Then you showed up without warning, like sunlight breaking through the gray. And suddenly the world felt softer in the simplest kind of way. Now every little moment feels brighter than before, like my heart finally opened up. You make it easy to stop hiding, easy to breathe and just let go. And every fear I carry quietly feels smaller when you hold me close. I wanna love fearless, without doubting every step, without wondering if tomorrow will leave me with regret. I wanna run into the feeling with my heart wide open now, 'cause loving you feels natural, like rain falling from the clouds. glow. You laugh and suddenly the whole room feels warmer than I've ever known. I used to think vulnerability and giving someone power to hurt me, but maybe real strength is trusting someone enough to be seen completely, and somehow you make forever sound less frightening somehow. I wanna love fearless without overthinking every sign, without holding back emotions just because they're hard to define. I wanna stay inside this moment while the stars burn soft and blue, because every piece of who I am feels safer next to you. Maybe nothing in this life is certain, maybe hearts still break sometimes, but I'm tired of missing beautiful things because I was scared to try. And if this world keeps changing, if tomorrow rearranges everything, at least I'll know I loved honestly without fear controlling me. I wanna love fearless with all the hope inside my chest, without pretending I don't care or hiding what I feel best. I wanna wake up every morning knowing I chose something true, 'cause somewhere between your smile and mine I found a better version of me too. So let the future stay uncertain, let the nights turn into dawn, as long as we keep holding on to this, I know we'll carry on. First day walking through the hallway lights, brand new sneakers and nervous smiles, everybody trying hard to fit in, like growing up could happen overnight. We wrote our dreams inside on notebooks, talked about forever after class, believing every little heartbreak would somehow always be the last. And back then the world looked so much bigger than we could understand. We thought love was simple, thought every feeling meant forever, didn't know how fast the seasons could change everything together. At 15 you believe every promise sounds eternal, every late night phone call feels like the center of the world, and you give your heart so easily without knowing what it cost. But somehow through the tears and lessons you slowly learn who you are. Friday games in small town parking lots, passing notes while the teacher talks. You cried the first time somebody left, like your whole sky had fallen apart. But years move faster than expected, friends change and dreams evolve, and one day you look back smiling at the girl who feared it all. Because growing older teaches you that healing always arrives eventually. At 15 you believe every goodbye lasts forever, every lonely night means you'll never feel whole again. But time keeps turning quietly, and your heart keeps learning too, that some endings become beginnings. Still trying to figure out your place. Still believing every emotion will leave a permanent trace. And maybe that innocence is something beautiful to keep. 'Cause even through the growing pains, there's magic in being young and free. So hold on to the laughter, hold on to the midnight tries. Because someday these little moments will become the stories of your life. Midnight paints the ceiling blue tonight. Tiny stars reflected in my room. The city sleeps beneath the quiet rain, while my thoughts drift like balloons. Streetlights flicker outside the window like distant signals in the dark. And somewhere in the end, the silence, I can hear my restless heart. Sometimes reality feels softer after midnight, like dreams blur into life. Every little sound feels magical, every shadow starts to glow, like the universe is whispering secrets only night birds know. I wish I could float above the skyline like paper airplanes in the summer air, watching all the glowing windows like constellations everywhere. And maybe all these sleepless evenings aren't as lonely as they seem, 'cause the world feels full of wonder whenever I start to dream. Old headphones humming gentle melodies, blankets tangled at the edge of sleep. I trace invisible worlds upon the ceiling, where forgotten memories softly meet. The moonlight spills across the carpet like silver waves across the floor, and suddenly my tiny bedroom feels larger than the world before. Maybe wonder lives inside the quiet moments we almost overlook. I wanna drift through neon galaxies with my thoughts glowing in the dark, turning ordinary little evenings into pieces of art. And maybe every plunging heartbeat is searching for the same thing too, a little bit of magic hidden inside the midnight blue. We spent so much time growing older, forgetting how to simply imagine. But somewhere deep inside us, the childlike wonder still survives. And maybe dreams are not escapes, maybe they're reminders that life can still feel beautiful even in silence. So let me float beyond the rooftops, past the sleepy city lights, where every glowing little window feels alive against the night. And if tomorrow comes too quickly, you'll still carry this feeling through, 'cause somewhere between the stars and silence, I remembered how to dream again. The world may keep on rushing, but tonight I'll stay right here, listening to the quiet wonder floating through the atmosphere. You walked into the cafe laughing, like summer somehow followed you inside. Every little thing about your energy turned the gray skies bright. Your headphones hanging from your shoulder, old songs humming through your mind. And somehow every random conversation feels like perfect timing. Every time I used to rush through every morning without noticing the light. Now even ordinary moments feel electric when you're nearby. You got that kind of magic that makes strangers start to smile, like the whole world slows down whenever you stay a while. Hey soul sister, you make the city feel alive again, like dancing barefoot through the chaos without caring where it ends. And every little thing you say feels warmer than the summer air, like my heart finally woke up the moment you appeared. Late night drives beneath the streetlights, windows down and music loud. We sing the wrong lyrics together, laughing harder than the crowd. You see beauty in tiny details and sunsets painted gold and pink. And somehow being close to you makes me stop and actually think, maybe happiness isn't hidden somewhere far away. Maybe it's right here. Hey soul sister, you make every bad day disappear, like sunlight breaking through the curtains after endless cloudy years. And every smile you throw my way feels easy and honest too, like the universe got bored one day and accidentally sent me you. I spent too much time overcomplicating, trying to control every little thing, but love feels lighter with you, like learning how to breathe again. And even if tomorrow changes, even if the seasons move, I'll still remember these nights and the way you made life feel new. Hey soul sister, stay a little longer by my side. Let's drive through every midnight with the windows open wide. And every little memory we make will shine brighter over time, because somewhere between your laugh and mine I found a different life. So keep dancing through the chaos, keep singing off key with me, 'cause loving you feels simple in the best kind of way. Another airport glowing through the rain, another hotel room that feels the same. Suitcase open on the wooden floor, like I've lived this scene 1,000 times before. City lights blur past the window pane, crowded streets but I still feel alone. Everybody says I should be grateful, but some nights I just miss home. I miss the voices that never asked me to pretend to be stronger than I am, because success can feel so empty when there's nobody there to hold. And every road gets colder when you walk it on your own. I wanna go back night talks around the kitchen table before life carried us away. And maybe I spent too much time running, trying hard to become somebody, while the things that mattered most stayed waiting quietly for me. Funny how distance makes ordinary moments feel almost sacred. I wanna go back to the streets that shaped my heartbeat, back to the warmth I left behind when everything still felt alive. I'm tired of empty conversations and faces fading in the crowd. All I really want tonight is somewhere that feels like home. Maybe home was never just a place. Maybe it's the people who remain, the ones who still believe in you even after all your mistakes. And no matter how far I wander, no matter how much the world changes, part of me still belongs to those familiar lights. I wanna go back to the arms that held me steady, back to the life before the rush, before I forgot who I was. I'm done with chasing echoes through cities that don't know my soul, because every broken road inside me still leads me back home. And when the morning finally finds me, I'll leave these restless nights behind and carry every lesson back where my heart belongs. Friday night and the city's glowing, windows down with the music loud. Everybody leaving stress behind them, like tonight belongs to us now. Streetlights flashing past the dashboard, friends laughing in the backseat. All the little worries from the week disappear into the beat, and somehow the air feels different tonight, like anything could happen. No overthinking, no regrets, just living in the moment now. 'Cause life moves way too quickly to keep your heart locked down. I got this feeling tonight's gonna stay inside our memories, like stars exploding over rooftops, burning endlessly. And every voice around me sounds brighter in the neon glow, like for one beautiful evening we forgot everything we know. Dance floor shaking underneath us, hands up reaching through the light. Strangers singing the same chorus like we've known each other all our lives. Cameras flashing through the smoke clouds, bassline running through my chest. And for a second every broken piece inside me finally rests. Maybe happiness is just moments like this, shared with the right people. I got this feeling that tonight we're finally alive, like all the heavy days behind us just disappeared tonight. And every heartbeat moving with the rhythm feels stronger than before, like the world open wide enough for us to want more. One day we'll all grow older, and these these nights will turn to stories, but right now we're young enough to believe in something glorious. So let the music pull us closer, let the morning come too soon, 'cause memories are made inside nights like these. I got this feeling that we'll remember this forever. The lights, the laughter, the freedom of shining together. And even when the music fades out and the city falls asleep, part of tonight will stay with us like echoes in our dreams. Because some nights feel ordinary until you realize later on they became the moments you carried your whole life on. Morning sunlight pouring through the blinds, coffee steaming while the radio plays. There's a calmness dancing in the air, like the world slowed down for a change. You walked in barefoot through the kitchen, laughing at the mess we made last night. And somehow every little ordinary moment started feeling perfectly alive. Maybe life doesn't need complicated answers. Maybe love is simple after all. Spend too much time overthinking, trying hard to control everything, but your smile keeps reminding me to let my heart breathe freely. So here I am, wide open, no more hiding who I am. Every road keeps leading closer to your outstretched hands, and I don't need all the reasons or a perfect master plan, because somewhere in your laughter I finally understand. Old records spinning by the window, summer breeze floating through the room. We talk for hours about nothing, and somehow it still feels new. The city noise fades in the distance, like the whole world disappeared outside, and every second spent beside you feels lighter than the passing time. Maybe happiness lives inside the little things we almost overlook. So here I am, completely without fear or second thoughts. Every lonely piece inside me feels softer in your love, and I don't wanna waste another day pretending to be strong when your heart already feels like the place where I belong. Maybe we don't need forever written somewhere in the stars. Maybe all we really need is honesty inside our hearts. And if tomorrow changes everything, at least we live this moment true, with open hands and fearless souls under skies painted blue. So here I am, still smiling at the chaos and surprise, because loving you feels easy, like sunshine after rain arrives. And every little broken chapter led me somehow to this place where the world feels warm and endless whenever I see your face. No more running from the feeling, no more trying to hold back, because somewhere in your heartbeat I found what I liked. Every crowded room felt cold somehow, like I was only drifting through the frame. Then your eyes caught mine beneath the dark, like moonlight breaking through forgotten clouds. One gentle touch rewrote the silence that I had carried for so long, and suddenly the world felt less empty just from standing near you. Some loves arrive like storms, but yours came softly through the night, like something ancient and beautiful returning back to life. You were the color in my fading sky, the warmth inside a winter heart, like velvet roses blooming after midnight. You pull the shadows apart, and every broken piece inside me began breathing differently the moment your love wrapped around me, like a secret melody. Now every streetlight holds a glow, every raindrop sings your name. Even silence sounds more beautiful since your soul brushed against mine. There's a mystery inside your smile, like oceans hidden underneath. And every time you hold me close, the world slows down enough to breathe. Maybe destiny isn't written in the stars. Maybe it's found in certain eyes. You were the fire beneath the frozen dark, the golden thread through lonely nights, like wild rose climbing through the ruins. You brought my heart back to life, and every fear I tried to bury lost its power in your hands the moment your love touched my spirit, like light across the sea. Some people search forever for something real enough to stay, love that doesn't disappear when beauty starts to fade. And maybe I was waiting through every restless year just to find your voice somewhere inside the silence. You were the color in my endless night, the calm beneath the crashing waves, like sacred flowers blooming in the darkness. You taught my soul to change, and every lonely road behind me feels softer now somehow, because your love still moves inside me, like echoes through the stars. You were the miracle I never saw coming, the hidden beauty inside the pain. And even when this world grows colder, your light will still remain. I used to think I had it figured out, heart locked safely behind my pride. Never thought somebody could walk in and rearrange my whole life. I was moving through the city careless, focused only on myself. Then your smile cut through the noise, like nothing I had ever felt. And suddenly all the walls I built for years started falling quietly. Funny how love catches you right when you least expect it. One moment you feel untouchable, the next you're completely defenseless. 'Cause love can knock you down slowly, turn your whole world upside down, make the strongest heart Late night calls that last till morning, long drives with nowhere to go. Your hand resting softly in mine, feeling safer than home. Now every song sounds different lately. Every sunset hits too deep, and somehow all the little moments turn into memories I keep. Maybe love isn't about control. Maybe it's about surrender. 'Cause love can shake your balance, break the armor you rely on, turn ordinary days into something you never wanna lose. And even when it scares you, even when you fear the fall, part of you keeps hoping this feeling survives it all. I spent so many years avoiding anything that felt too real, but life becomes much heavier when you refuse to feel. And maybe vulnerability isn't weakness after all. Maybe it's the bravest thing a person can allow. 'Cause love can knock you down gently and still teach your heart to fly, show you colors you stopped noticing, hidden in the sky. And even if tomorrow changes, even if nothing stays the same, I'll always be grateful that you came into my life this way. Because some people arrive quietly and still change everything without even realizing the impact they bring. Summer evening underneath the stars, small town lights and old parked cars. You leaned against the football field gate, smiling like you knew my heart already. Everybody talked about us quietly, like young love was dangerous somehow. But every time you reach for my hand, the whole world faded out. And I remember sneaking out just after midnight to meet you by the river. We were reckless and romantic, like we believed love could survive anything, even when the world kept telling us we were too young to understand. So take my hand, run with me tonight, past the streetlights and the doubts. We'll write our names across the sky, like we're timeless somehow. And even if tomorrow changes, even if the seasons move on, I'll still remember how your heartbeat felt like home all along. Old blue hoodie hanging on my chair still smells faintly like a cologne there. We stayed awake till nearly sunrise, talking about dreams we hadn't lived yet. Your laugh echoed through every quiet moment, like music drifting through the dark. And somehow every little thing about you left fingerprints across my heart. Maybe first love never really disappears, it just grows softer with time. So pull me close beneath the moonlight while the world keeps spinning fast. We don't have to know forever to make tonight last. And every whispered conversation, every glance across the room feels like something out of storybooks coming true. Maybe life won't stay this simple, maybe hearts will break someday, but right now all I wanna do is hold on to this feeling. Because when you look at me like I'm the only person alive, even the stars seem closer than they did before. So take my hand and don't let go now. Let the whole town talk tonight. We'll keep dancing through the uncertainty like love can rewrite time. And even years from now when everything has changed, part of me will still remember the way your eyes looked in the rain. Because some stories stay with you forever, even after the ending fades. And ours still glows inside me like summer never left.
There were nights I thought the world had closed, every dream buried beneath the coat. I wore my fears like heavy chains, dragging shadows through the rain. Then your voice arrived so quietly, like sunlight pouring through broken trees. You didn't try to save my soul, you simply reminded me I still had one. And somehow the silence stopped hurting when you stood beside me. Maybe love was never meant to be loud enough to shake the sky. Maybe its greatest power is teaching wounded hearts to rise. Love can heal the deepest rivers running dark beneath the skin. It can turn the weight of sorrow into strength to breathe again. When the world feels distant, when hope is hard to find, there's something sacred in connection, something timeless and divine. Now the mornings feel a little warmer, even ordinary days glow brighter. Every scar still tells its story, but they don't define me anymore. You showed me grace inside the chaos, beauty hidden in imperfect things. Like every broken piece of living still deserves another chance to sing. And I wonder how many hearts survive just from being truly seen. Love can soften every darkness hanging heavy in the soul. It can guide us through the silence when we feel impossible to hold. And even through the heartbreak, through every change of tide, there's something holy in forgiveness, something fearless in its light. We spend so much time running, searching far beyond ourselves, but maybe what we needed was always closer than we knew. Ahead, reaching through the sadness, a voice saying don't give up, a love that stays when everything else falls apart around us. Love can lift the weary spirit from the ruins of despair. It can bloom inside the ashes like flowers rising through the air. When the night grows endless, when tears refuse to dry, there's still a quiet kind of miracle living deep inside us. Love keeps calling through the darkness like stars across the endless sky, soft enough
quiet on the edge of the bed. Phone screen glowing blue across your face. We haven't really talked in hours, but silence says enough these days. I hate the way we keep pretending like nothing's slowly falling apart, when every little conversation feels heavier inside my heart. And I know neither one of us wants this, but we don't know how to stop it. We keep turning pain into distance, turning love into pride, and now we're standing in the same room, feeling worlds apart tonight. I don't wanna go to sleep angry, don't wanna wake up feeling cold, 'cause every second that we stay like this feels like losing what we hold. And maybe we're both hurting more than we know how to say, but love shouldn't feel like strangers breaking each other every day. Your coffee's untouched on the counter, rain keeps falling outside the door. Funny how the smallest arguments start feeling bigger than before. I still remember all the good days, the nights we laughed until sunrise, back when your arms felt like safety instead of somewhere I hide. Maybe we forgot that love takes patience, not just passion alone. I don't wanna keep these walls up, don't wanna drown inside this pride, 'cause every time we stop communicating, something beautiful slowly dies. And even through the frustration, part of me still believes that the love we built together is worth fighting to keep. Maybe we both said things we never really meant. Maybe hurt people hurt each other when they feel lost instead. But underneath the anger, underneath the fear and doubt, I still see the person I once couldn't live without. So don't let this night define us, don't let silence win again, 'cause every love goes through storms sometimes before the healing begins. And I still wanna wake beside you without this distance in between, because losing you forever would hurt more than fixing things. So before we let the darkness turn us into memories, let's remember why we chose each other in the first place. Woke up late with sunlight on my face, coffee brewing while the neighbors play, old records spinning in the kitchen like the whole world's finally in rhythm. I used to chase every little worry, turning simple moments into storms. Now I'm learning how to breathe easier and let life unfold naturally, because maybe happiness was never far away. I just forgot faster, so I'm done wasting all my time waiting for permission to finally enjoy my life. I'm gonna take this moment, turn it into something bright. Every little dream inside me deserves a chance to come alive, and I don't wanna hold back anymore from the things that feel real. I'm gonna laugh louder, love deeper, and make this life mine. Afternoon breeze through the open windows, friends calling me to come outside. We drive nowhere with the music up, singing badly under summer skies. There's beauty in the ordinary chaos, in misturns and spontaneous nights. Maybe freedom is just trusting the joy can't exist without a reason. And suddenly everything feels lighter now, like my soul woke up again. Oh, I'm gonna take these heartbeats, turn them into melodies. Every scar and every lesson made me who I'm meant to be, and I don't want to spend another day living halfway inside. I'm gonna dance freely, dream loudly, and make this life mine. No more waiting for the perfect time, and no more fear controlling me, because the world keeps spinning either way, so I might as well feel everything. And if tomorrow changes all my plans, at least I'll know I truly lived with open hands and open eyes, instead of hiding from the risk. I'm gonna take this sunshine, carry it into every storm. Even when the skies grow darker, I'll remember what I'm living for. And I don't need a flawless ending to know this life is beautiful. I'll keep loving, keep growing, keep chasing what feels true, because somewhere in the middle of all this wild uncertainty, I finally found the courage to become me. There were nights I almost gave up, watching every dream slip through my hands. Empty pockets, tired conversations, trying hard to understand. The city kept moving without mercy, while I stood frozen in place. Everybody else seemed certain, I was still searching for my way. But somewhere inside the quiet wreckage, a small fire stayed alive. Maybe losing your direction is part of learning who you are. Maybe broken roads still lead us somewhere beyond the dark. So I keep marching forward, even when the sky turns gray, even when the weight of everything feels impossible to face. 'Cause every scar becomes a story, every fall becomes a sign that I survived the hardest moments and still chose to try. Sometimes, like ghosts knocking at my door, but I don't let them define me the way they did before. despite the fear. It's carrying all your failures and still believing you belong here. And somehow the road feels a little clearer with every passing mile. So I keep marching onward through the chaos and the noise, through every doubt that tells me I should stop using my voice, because every dream worth chasing comes with storms along the way, and hope survives in stubborn hearts that refuse to fade away. Maybe life was never meant to feel completely figured out. Maybe courage is continuing even while uncertain. And one day we'll look back at the nights we thought would break us, realizing they became the moments that made us stronger. So I keep marching forward with these tired but faithful hands, through every fear and every failure, toward the life I understand. And even if the world keeps changing, even if the road grows long, I know there's something beautiful about continuing on. Because every soul gets tested, every heart survives some pain, but the ones who keep moving forward learn how to dance inside the rain. There were nights I almost gave up, watching every dream slip through my hands. Empty pockets, tired conversations, trying hard to understand. The city kept moving without mercy, while I stood frozen in place. Everybody else seemed certain, I was still searching for my way. But somewhere inside the quiet wreckage, a small fire stayed alive. Maybe losing your direction is part of learning who you are. Maybe broken roads still lead us somewhere beyond the dark. So I keep marching forward, even when the sky turns gray, even when the weight of everything feels impossible to face. Cause every scar becomes a story, every fall becomes a sign that I survived the hardest moments and still chose to try. Sometimes, like ghosts knocking at my door, but I don't let them define me the way they did before. I've learned strength isn't perfection, it's getting up despite the fear. It's carrying all your failures and still believing you belong here. And somehow the road feels a little clearer with every passing mile. So I keep marching onward through the chaos and the noise, through every doubt that tells me I should stop using my voice, because every dream worth chasing comes with storms along the way, and hope survives in stubborn hearts that refuse to fade away. Maybe life was never meant to feel completely figured out. Maybe courage is continuing even while uncertain. And one day we'll look back at the nights we thought would break us, realizing they became the moments that made us stronger. So I keep marching forward with these tired but faithful hands, through every fear and every failure, toward the life I understand. And even if the world keeps changing, even if the road grows long, I know there's something beautiful about continuing on. Because every soul gets tested, every heart survives some pain, but the ones who keep moving forward learn how to dance inside the rain. Sunday morning light across your face, coffee brewing slowly in our place. You're half asleep wrapped in my old sweater, and somehow nothing's ever felt better. We've seen each other through the hard days, through every fear and every change, and still your hand fits perfectly in mine, like it always knew the way. Sometimes love doesn't arrive like fireworks, sometimes it feels like home. Every little ordinary moment turns beautiful beside you, and I can't imagine another life without you in it. So stay with me forever, through every season still to come, through every quiet midnight and every rising sun. 'Cause every road I've ever traveled somehow led me here to you. And if forever has a meaning, I think it looks like this. Late night talks beside the kitchen window, laughing at the way the years flew by. Old songs playing softly in the background while the city glows outside. You know every hidden part of me, the doubts I never say aloud, and somehow you still choose me even when I'm difficult to love. Maybe soulmates are just two people who never stop choosing each other. So stay with me forever, even when the skies turn gray, even when life gets heavy and the world begins to shake. 'Cause every scar and every lesson brought me closer to your heart, and now I can't imagine where I would begin without you. One day we'll grow older together, trade restless nights for quiet peace, and maybe wrinkles and gray hair will only make this sweeter. 'Cause real love isn't perfect, it's patient, honest and kind. It's finding one safe place inside another person's life. So stay with me forever, let the years keep rolling on. We'll build our little world together long after this song is gone. And every morning I wake beside you will still feel brand new, because loving you feels effortless, like breathing naturally. So if there's one thing I know for certain in this unpredictable life, it's that my heart found its answer the day it found yours. kept searching through me, like you wanted me to understand how two people can love each other and still slip through their hands. And every silence felt heavier than the last one, like something breaking slowly. Maybe we were too afraid to say what really hurt, so we wrapped our hearts in distance and called it protection first. So never say forever, never say this pain won't change, because even shattered moments can leave beauty in their way. Can never say you'll never miss me when the nights grow cold and long, 'cause some connections linger even after they are gone. Old photographs still fill the hallway, tiny ghosts inside the frames. Late night conversations echo softly like unfinished melodies. Sometimes I hear your laughter in the spaces between songs, and for a second everything feels like it hasn't gone wrong. Maybe moving on isn't about forgetting. Maybe it's learning how to carry the memories. Never say the ending means the story disappears, because love can leave reflections that survive throughout the years. And never say the heart heals quickly, like scars simply fade away. Some feelings stay beneath the surface long after goodbye. We spend so much time believing that certainty can keep us safe, but life keeps changing shape around us, no matter what we say. And maybe that's the hardest lesson, how fragile everything can be. One moment someone feels like home, the next their only memory. So never say forever, never say your soul won't bend, because even through the heartbreak we become ourselves again. Never say the darkness will always feel this strong, because somewhere beyond the silence there's still a reason to hold on. Even if the ropes divide us, even if the seasons change, part of what we were together will always remain. Flashing cameras in the midnight haze, silver glitter underneath the stage. Everybody reaching for your touch, like your shadow alone could be enough. Velvet ropes and diamond colored lights, champagne laughter burning through the night. You move slowly like a movie scene, too beautiful to stay unseen. And every headline turns your name into a fantasy. The whole world wants a piece, but behind the perfect image, behind the glowing magazine, there's a lonely heart still searching for something real beneath the dream. Everybody wants your spotlight, everybody wants your fire, watching every move you make, like obsession dressed as desire. addicted to your glow. Late night echoes in the limousine, mirror reflections split between extremes. You smile while hiding all the cracks, like nobody notices the weight. Crowded rooms but still emotionally alone. Famous faces staring through their phones. Everybody claims they know your soul without seeing what you hide below. And somehow the louder the world becomes, the quieter your heart feels. Everybody wants your spotlight. Everybody wants your secrets, turning your life into headlines while pretending they don't need it. And even through the endless pressure, you keep shining through the storm, like glitter falling through the darkness, too wild to ever conform. Maybe fame is just another mirror showing every fear in brighter lights, making people love a version that survives the night. But underneath the diamonds, underneath the painted skin, there's still a fragile human heartbeat, trying hard to breathe again. Everybody wants your spotlight. Everybody wants your magic, chasing after every moment, like your existence feels cinematic. And even if the lights go silent, even if the crowds disappear, part of you will still be glowing, far beyond the atmosphere. Because some stars burn so brightly, they leave colors in the sky long after the final camera flash fades into the night.
These nights have felt a little colder since everything began to change. Conversations turning distant, like we forgot each other's names. I know the silence hurts between us, like a storm we cannot see. But broken things are not always endings. Sometimes they're learning how to heal. And every moment feels suspended in uncertainty, like waiting for the rain to clear. Maybe hearts need time to breathe, need time to lose their fear, because rushing through the darkness only leaves us more lost here. So hold on through the heavy weather, even when the road feels long. Some things are worth the waiting, some loves grow quietly strong. And though the night may test us, though the answers take their time, there's beauty in believing that better days will arrive. Old photographs beside the window still remind me who we were. Not perfect, not untouched by sadness, but honest enough to endure. I've learned that people bend and stumble, trying hard to understand
confessions. Maybe it's choosing to remain. So hold on through the endless questions, through every tear and sleepless dawn. Some hearts survive the distance by refusing to let go. And though the world keeps spinning and seasons change their light, there's strength inside the waiting when hope refuses to die. One day these restless feelings will settle like the morning sea, and all the fear we carried will lose its weight eventually. Because time can soften edges that once felt sharp enough to break, and every scar becomes a lesson in the choices that we make. So hold on through the darkest moments when your soul feels tired and worn. Some dreams arrive much slower but still become worth fighting for. And though we may feel fragile, like candles in the storm, love can survive the silence and lead us safely home. So breathe through every heartbeat, trust the light beyond the night, because sometimes the strongest answers only come with neon shadows moving through the crowd. Everybody talking way too loud. You walk in like you own the room, with danger dripping from your perfume. Glass reflections in your midnight eyes, like you're hiding secrets behind every smile. You pull me closer just to push away, like it's all some kind of game you play. And I can't tell if you mean every word you say, or if I'm just another thrill. Your touch feels electric, but your heart stays out of reach. Every move so calculated, like mystery wrapped in heat. You wear your emotions like designer sunglasses, never letting anybody read your mind. Dancing through the chaos like a beautiful illusion, leaving every honest feeling behind. And I keep falling deeper into this dangerous disguise, trying to figure out the truth hidden underneath your eyes. Flash bulbs burning through the smoky haze, late night conversations fill stage. You laugh while spinning through the lights, like heartbreak never crossed your mind. Everybody watching from the side, trying to decode your perfect lies. But maybe underneath the glittering gold there's a lonely soul nobody knows. And somehow that mystery keeps pulling me closer, even when I should walk away. You wear your emotions like velvet armor, turning every weakness into style, moving through the room like a cinematic dream, too wild to ever stay a while. And I keep chasing shadows, trying to understand your fire, while you disappear like midnight smoke, leaving sparks behind. Maybe we're both pretending, maybe we're both afraid, hiding real feelings underneath the mask we learned to wear. But every stolen glance between us feels too honest to ignore, like too broken like glitter underneath the skin. Impossible to fully hold, impossible to forget again.
Party lights were fading into blue. Half-empty glasses scattered across the room. People laughing like they meant every word, while silence lived beneath the noise. You stood there leaning near the balcony, smoke drifting softly through the city breeze. Your tired eyes looked somewhere far away, like your heart had already left the scene. And somehow in the middle of the chaos you looked completely alone. Maybe we keep chasing distractions to avoid hearing ourselves think. Maybe crowded nights feel easier than facing what we miss. So we dance through the midnight haze, pretending everything still feels the same. But underneath the flashing lights, there's a loneliness we cannot name. And every reckless conversation fades with the morning rain, leaving only quiet echoes and memories we can't explain. Taxi headlights sliding through the dark, cold air settling heavy in my chest. Another song dissolves into the night, another feeling we never confessed. Everybody's trying to escape something, some old heartbreak, a hidden fear. But no amount of noise can cover what follows us in here. Maybe freedom isn't found inside the revelry, maybe it's found in honesty. So we spin beneath the neon shadows, laughing louder than we need, while every broken soul around us searches for something real to keep. And every temporary high falls silent by daylight, leaving us staring at reflections we barely recognize. The city keeps breathing around us like it doesn't notice our pain. People colliding for one night only, then disappearing again. And maybe that's what scares me most, how easy it is to fade into another blurred out memory inside somebody else's night. So we dance through the fading hours while the skyline slowly burns gold, trying to feel alive enough to forget how empty we've grown. And even when the music stops now, even when the crowd dissolves, part of me will still remember how lost we look beneath it all. Because some nights leave marks upon you long after the lights are gone, like distant echoes through the silence, still carrying on. Snow kept falling past the station lights, like the whole world had forgotten time. You stood there with your shaking hands, trying hard not to let me see you cry. Every word between us felt too small for everything we couldn't fix. The silence carried more truth somehow than all the conversations did. paths can't be walked together, no matter how much love remains. But even when the sky grows colder, even when we lose our way, there are hearts we never leave behind, no matter how far they fade. If you have to go, then go without looking backward. Carry every beautiful memory like light against the dark. And when the nights feel endless, when your strength starts giving out, just remember somewhere in this world, someone still believes in you. Your old sweater hanging by the door still smells faintly like the rain. Tiny ghost of ordinary moments living quietly inside this place. I keep replaying little fragments, late night drives and tired smiles, the way you always reach for my hand without even realizing it. Maybe love isn't always meant to stay forever. Maybe sometimes it simply changes shape. If you have to leave, then leave, carrying all the warmth with you. Every fragile piece we built together still mattered even now. And when the world feels heavy, when your heart forgets its song, just remember you were never meant to carry everything alone. There will be mornings after heartbreak, there will be summers after rain, and even shattered stars still glow long after they disappear. So don't be afraid of moving forward. Don't let grief become your home, because somewhere beyond this ending, a softer light still waits for you. If you have to run toward every dream still calling, run through every fear that held you down until you breathe again. And when the darkness finds you, when the silence feels too loud, close your eyes and think of all the love that never truly left. Because even from a distance, even after all this time, part of me will always walk beside you through the endless night. I keep staring at the ceiling light, like somehow it could tell me why. Every road I try to leave behind finds a way back into my life. I said I'd change 1,000 times, swore I'd finally get it right, but old habits wear familiar skin, and loneliness can sound like comfort. So I build these walls, then wonder why nobody stays long enough to know me. Maybe I'm afraid of silence, maybe I'm afraid to heal, because broken things feel safer than discovering what's real. And here I go again, walking through the same shadows, turning every open door into another goodbye. I keep running in circles, trying to outrun myself, but every road leads back to the same mistake tonight. Photographs scattered on the floor, pieces of the life I had before, faces fading like old cinema scenes, still haunting corners of my dreams.
it's more than thunder ever could. And here I go again, trading love for temporary shelter, watching every honest feeling slip slowly through my hands. I keep hiding behind distance like it's easier alone, but every empty room reminds me of the same mistake again. Maybe healing starts the moment you stop blaming everyone else. Maybe freedom isn't leaving, maybe it's finally facing yourself. And if tomorrow brings another chance, I don't wanna waste it running. I'm tired of carrying ghosts through every chapter of my life. So here I stand tonight, looking at the wreckage honestly. Every scar and every lesson written clearly in my eyes. No more chasing false escapes, no more drowning in regret. Because maybe understanding the damage is the first step toward repair. And even if I stumble slowly, even if I lose my way, I don't want my whole life to become the same mistake. Everybody's got a polished version, a carefully constructed smile. Tiny walls built out of silence to survive another while. We walk through crowded conversations, pretending everything's okay. But underneath the surface tension, there are things we never say. And sometimes the heaviest burdens are the ones we hide the best. I'm tired of acting fearless, tired of carrying disguises. Maybe honesty is messy, but at least it feels alive. So here are all my secrets, the fears I never speak aloud, the sleepless nights, the overthinking, the moments I break down. I'm done pretending perfection is something I need to be, because maybe there is freedom in finally being seen. Old mistakes still haunt the silence like echoes underneath my skin. Every scar became a lesson, even when it hurt to learn. There were days I felt invisible, lost inside my own reflection, trying hard to fit the version everybody else expected. But maybe the truth inside our fractures is what makes us human. So here are all my secrets, every hidden piece of pain, every dream I almost buried, because I fear the shame. I'm done hiding in the shadows, trying to look strong all the time, because vulnerability might just save my life. We spent so many years performing for strangers passing by, while the realest parts inside us slowly fade behind our eyes. And maybe love begins the moment we stop editing our hearts and let somebody witness us exactly as we are. So here are all my secrets, the fragile truths beneath the scars, the lonely nights, the silent battles, the questions in the dark. And even if the world judges, even if they don't understand, at least I'll know I lived honestly without hiding who I am. Because every soul gets tired of pretending to be whole, and maybe real connection starts when we let go.
Red lights flashing on the boulevard, leather jackets and abandoned bars, your shadow dancing through the smoke like a match already burning close. Everybody watching as you move, like the room bends around your mood. Danger hanging from your fingertips, sweet chaos falling from your lips. And my heartbeat keeps crashing through my chest every time you pull me near. There's electricity in the silence, like thunder waiting in the dark. One touch and the whole night changes. One spark and we come apart. We're running wild through the midnight noise, like rebels screaming over broken chords. No slowing down when the fever starts. Tonight we're glowing like a city on fire. Every second burns a little brighter, sweat and shadows under neon lights. No fear left inside our veins, just reckless hearts alive tonight. Black boots stomping on the rooftop floor, sirens echo somewhere far below. You laugh like nothing matters now, like the world can't pull us down. Windows shaking from the radio, static voices and overloaded souls, and every stranger fades away the second that you say my name. Like a wildfire, I spinning now beyond control, too fast to ever stop. We're running wild through the midnight noise, like rebels screaming over broken chords. No slowing down when the fever starts. Tonight we're glowing like a city on fire. Every second burns a little brighter, sweat and shadows under neon lights. No fear left inside our veins, just reckless hearts alive tonight. Maybe tomorrow leaves us scattered, maybe morning steals the magic, but right now nothing feels impossible. Right now we own the atmosphere, skyline trembling beneath us, young enough to chase disaster, loud enough to drown the silence, bright enough to wake the dark. We're running wild through the midnight noise, like outlaws dancing
skin. Whole room froze for a second, like the party finally could begin. High heels tapping to the rhythm, eyes dangerous beneath the glow. Everybody trying hard to play it cool, but nobody can say no. She moves like the music belongs to her, like gravity bends around her. Every conversation stops when she crosses through the floor, like a spark inside the darkness. Everybody wants more. She's got that fire in her movement that turns the whole night upside down, like electric energy exploding every time she comes around. And all the flashing lights around her only make her glow more bright. She's got the kind of confidence that keeps the city awake tonight. Champagne glasses and designer shadows, DJ spinning through the smoke. She laughs and suddenly the atmosphere feels hotter than before. People chasing temporary magic, trying to lose themselves till dawn. But she looks like she already knows exactly where she belongs. Maybe freedom looks a little reckless under neon-colored skies. She's got that wild charisma that nobody can ignore, turning every crowd in a moment into something worth remembering for sure. And even when the music changes, the energy stays alive, 'cause some people carry lightning every time they arrive. Maybe it's not even beauty, maybe it's the way she owns the room, like she stopped apologizing for taking up space too soon. And that kind of fearless energy makes everybody feel alive, like the whole night opens wider whenever she arrives. She's got that midnight magic that keeps the bassline burning strong, like the whole club moving together inside one endless song. And even when the sun starts rising and the city slows again, people will still talk about the energy she left behind. Because some nights fade quickly, but some become stories forever. And she moves through the chaos like she invented the weather. Midnight satellites above the town, blinking like they know something we don't. Cars move slowly underneath the rain, while everybody's chasing different ghosts. I stood awake beside the apartment light, wondering if we're all pretending, running circles through these endless nights, trying to find where we are heading. And maybe answers move faster than we can follow, like signals through the dark. There's a feeling underneath the silence, like the universe is breathing low. Every heartbeat sounds like static, calling from somewhere unknown. We are moving at the speed of dreams tonight, trying to outrun all the questions in our minds, searching through the echoes for a sign of life, like stars learning how to shine. And maybe we were never meant to understand everything we touch. Maybe wonder is enough to keep us reaching through the dark. Children drawing planets on the walls, believing every light means something. Older souls with tired, heavy eyes, still afraid of becoming nothing.
You walked in wearing confidence, like you practiced every line before. Little cracks behind your perfect smile, but you thought I'd never notice more. You painted stories in gold light, turned excuses into poetry. But honesty has a different sound, and tonight it finally reached me. I kept defending every warning sign, like love could somehow change your mind. But the truth looks colder in the late night, when the room gets quiet enough, and every promise starts unraveling like smoke between our hands. So go ahead and take your final curtain call. Stand beneath the fading spotlight, like you never let me fall. You played your part so beautifully, almost made a fool of me. But applause can't fix what honesty destroyed. Now the stage is yours tonight. I remember how your voice would shake whenever questions got too real. You'd pull me close to blur the lines, like touch could hide the way you feel. And maybe once I wanted us more than I wanted clarity, but loving you felt like holding glass, beautiful and dangerous to keep. Now your reflection doesn't hurt the same. It's just another lesson wrapped in rain. So go ahead and take your final curtain call. Stand beneath the fading spotlight, like you never let me fall. You played your part so perfectly, almost rewrote my reality. But applause can't heal the damage left behind. Now the stage is yours tonight. No more chasing shadows through the dark, no more waiting for your half-lit heart. I was never hard to love, you were just afraid to mean it. And someday when the silence gets too loud, you'll hear the echoes of what you lost. Not because I stayed broken, but because I finally walked away. So go ahead and take your final curtain call. Bow beneath the lonely ceiling lights, like you conquered it all. You had your chance to hold me close, but pride became your only home. And now the ending writes itself, without your hands around my soul. No standing ovation, no bittersweet encore, just one last look before the lights go down. And I don't need you anymore. Winter rain taps softly on the glass. Another evening drifting slowly past. I still trace circles on my coffee cup, like somehow it could bring your memory back. Your sweater hanging by the bedroom chair still carries traces of your perfume there. Tiny reminders linger in this room, like ghosts refusing to leave too soon. And every silence feels heavier than before, since you walked away. Maybe love was always fragile, maybe hearts were built to bruise. Still I held on to the feeling feeling like I had something left to lose. This kind of love leaves shadows in the daylight, little echoes underneath the skin. Even after all the tears stop falling, part of me still lets you in. And though I know the story's ending, though the distance keeps growing wide, there's still a quiet part inside me that hopes you'll change your mind. Friends keep saying time will heal the hurt, that someday this won't feel so sharp. But healing moves in strange directions, and some nights it barely starts. I hear you laugh inside old songs, see your face in passing cars. Funny how the smallest memories can reopen hidden scars. Maybe moving on isn't about forgetting. Maybe it's learning how to breathe again. This kind of love leaves fingerprints forever across the corners of the heart. Even when the world keeps spinning onward, some feelings don't fall apart. And though I smile through conversations, pretend the pain has disappeared, there's still a lonely room inside me where your voice remains clear. I never wanted perfect endings, just something honest enough to stay. But people change like shifting seasons, and sometimes love still fades away. Yet even through the sadness, I choose those nights again. Because some hearts would rather break than never feel at all. This kind of love keeps glowing through the darkness, like city lights beyond the rain. Even after all the doors have closed now, your memory still remains. And maybe someday I'll stop searching for traces of you everywhere, but tonight your name still sounds like music floating softly through the air. Ooh, this kind of love doesn't disappear, it just learns how to live quietly.
Late night traffic crawling through the rain, radio static humming through my veins. Another city passing by too fast, another lonely hotel room again. Crowded bars and unfamiliar names, faces fading like the smoke away. Everybody searching for connection while pretending they don't need saved. And somewhere underneath the noise, I still hear my own heartbeat calling out into the dark. Maybe all these endless roads were leading somewhere all along. Maybe every broken night was trying to bring me home. I need somebody to cut through all this empty sound, somebody who stays when the lights go down. Not perfect words, not saving grace, just honest eyes that understand what silence feels like in the dark. Old photographs inside my worn out back, tiny pieces of the life I had. People say the road will heal you, but some wounds keep following back. There are nights I almost disappear, lost inside the weight of fear. Then I think about your voice and suddenly the air feels clearer. Maybe hope looks a lot like somebody refusing to walk away. I need somebody to hold the pieces when they fall. Somebody who hears me through these empty halls. Not fairy tales, not perfect plans, just one real soul beside me when everything feels out of hand. We spend our lives trying to look stronger, trying not to show the cracks, but even restless hearts grow tired from carrying the world like that. And maybe love isn't rescue, maybe it's simply knowing you don't have to survive alone anymore. I need somebody when the midnight starts closing in. Somebody to remind me where I've been. Not shining stars, not endless fame, just one steady hand reaching through the chaos and the pain. And even if the roads divide us, even if the years move on, part of me will keep believing some connections still stay strong. Headlights cutting through the empty streets, radio static in restless dreams. Another city passing by too fast, like every moment was built to never last. I've been running from the quiet nights, from the echo of my own mind. Crowded rooms still feel alone somehow, even with all these people around. And every shadow looks a little like somebody I used to know. Maybe it's the midnight talking, maybe it's the lonely air, but every road keeps leading me back to something missing there. I need somebody to pull me out of all this noise, somebody to make the silence feel as cool. Not perfect words, not saving grace, just honest eyes I can hold on to when the world starts breaking loose. Old bars glowing in neon blue, strangers laughing like they've got nothing to lose. And I keep searching through every crowd for a feeling strong enough to slow me down. There's a weight beneath these sleepless nights, like my heart forgot how to land right. I've worn confidence like a borrowed coat, but underneath it I was barely holding hope. And maybe healing isn't loud or cinematic, maybe it's just real. I need somebody to pull me out of all this noise, somebody to make the silence feel as cold. Not perfect words, not shining stars, just steady hands that won't disappear when the darkness gets too close. And if tomorrow comes undone, if every plan burns out too young, I still believe there's something waiting beyond these tired city lights.
less about rescue and more about staying through the storm. When every broken piece inside you feels impossible to carry anymore. I need somebody to stand beside me through the flames. Somebody who says my name like it still means something. Not fairy tales, not flawless hearts, just one real soul that sees through me without trying to change who I am. I need somebody when the night gets heavier. Somebody before these lonely streets swallow me whole. Snowflakes drift across the empty street. Streetlights glowing soft beneath the white. My room feels quiet as a photograph, frozen gently in the midnight light. Your old sweater hanging by the window still carries traces of your perfume. And somehow every little object here keeps whispering about you. The city sleeps, but my thoughts stay wide awake, traveling across the dark. Sometimes distance feels endless, like stars too far away to touch. But memories glow softly, even when the world grows cold. And I still see your shadow dancing through the falling snow. Like a dream, the winter sky refuses to let go. Ever quiet little heartbeat still carries echoes of your name. And even through the silence, nothing feels the same. The clock keeps moving slowly past midnight, while old songs hum beneath my breath. I trace invisible constellations across the ceiling overhead. There's a strange beauty in missing someone, like moonlight shining through the rain. A bittersweet kind of wonder wrapped around the ache. Maybe love never truly disappears, it only changes shape. And I still hear your laughter floating softly through the dark, like fireflies glowing somewhere inside my heart. Every lonely winter evening feels warmer when I close my eyes and remember how your presence turned ordinary nights alive. We spend so much time fearing endings, but maybe nothing beautiful is ever lost. Maybe every connection leaves starlight inside the people it touches. And even if the seasons carry us to different skies someday, part of you will still remain inside these quiet nights. And I still see your shadow in every snowfall after dusk, like a gentle kind of magic wrapped in silver dust. Every memory keeps glowing like lanterns in the cold blue air. And somehow through the distance I still feel you there. Because some hearts stay connected long after goodbye, like constellations shining softly across the winter sky. like I was stronger than the passing years. Tall glass towers carried my name. Every headline fed the flame. But power fades like summer rain, and glory never stays the same. Now the echoes fill these empty rooms, where applause once shook the walls. Funny how the sky grows colder when the spotlight disappears, and the throne you built from promises starts collapsing through the years. Oh, the kingdoms rise and fall like waves. Nothing stays untouched by time. We spend our lives chasing forever, but forever's hard to find. Still the broken bells keep ringing through the ashes and the dust. And even after all the silence, something inside survives in us. I walked alone through shattered streets, past old statues and faded dreams. The banners hanging torn and gray, like ghosts refusing to fade away. And every lesson carved itself across the corners of my heart. Maybe losing everything is where the healing really starts. Now I see the world much clearer without the crown upon my head. Oh, the kingdoms rise and fall like waves. Nothing stays untouched by time. We spend our lives chasing forever, but forever's hard to find. Still the broken bells keep ringing through the ashes and the dust. And even after all the silence, something inside survives in us. When the fire finally settles, when the noise becomes the wind, you learn what truly matters isn't what you manage to win. It's the hands you held beside you, the hearts you didn't betray, the moments that stay glowing long after fame fades away. Oh, the kingdoms rise and fall around us like shadows underneath the sun. But every soul still leaves a story long after all the wars are done. Hear the distant choirs of memory calling softly through the night. Even shattered dreams can guide us like stars refusing to lose their light. And if tomorrow takes the crown away, if everything we built turns dust, I'll still believe there's beauty living inside the fragile parts of us. Soft strings and distant drums. Soft strings and distant drums. Soft strings and distant drums. City lights reflecting through the rain, heartbeat moving faster with the bass. Crowded room, but everything turns blurry the second you look my way. Your silhouette beneath the neon
falling straight into your arms, and suddenly the world outside disappears inside this moment. I used to run from feelings, used to keep my distance safe, but your touch breaks through the noise like electricity through my veins. When love takes over, every fear fades into light. Every shadow inside me starts disappearing tonight. And all the walls I built around my heart come crashing down when your hands pull me closer. And the music surrounds us now. Midnight air and flashing silver ceilings, bodies moving slow beneath the glow. But somehow in the middle of the chaos, you're the only thing I know. The rhythm pulls us deeper together, like gravity we can't escape. And every second feels infinite inside this perfect wave. Maybe love was always meant to find us at the right time. When love takes over, every lonely wound starts healing. Every broken piece inside me begins believing. And all the noise inside my head falls silent for a while when your eyes meet mine across the crowded lights. Maybe we spend too much time trying to control everything when the most beautiful moments happen unexpectedly. And maybe surrender isn't losing yourself at all. Maybe it's finally allowing your heart to feel alive. And love takes over, the whole night changes color. The stars feel closer somehow, and the world feels warmer. And even if tomorrow fades away, I'll still remember this. The way your heartbeat matched the music, like we were made for it. Because some nights become forever, even after they are gone. And tonight will stay inside me long after the dawn.
The sky was fading into shades of gray as your train disappeared into the rain. I stood there frozen on the empty platform, trying hard to find the words to say. Some people walk into your life and leave footprints deeper than time. Even distance cannot erase the echoes they leave behind. And though the world keeps moving, part of me still waits in the silence after goodbye. Maybe love isn't measured by how long two people stay. Maybe it's found in the promise to never truly walk away. No matter where life takes you, no matter how far you roam, a piece of my heart will follow through every road unknown. And if the nights grow colder, if you feel lost inside, just remember somewhere out there I'm still walking by your side. photographs inside my drawer still carry warmth from years before. Late night drives and whispered dreams feel closer than they used to seem. Sometimes I hear your laughter floating softly through my room, like a melody refusing to fade into the dark too soon. Maybe some connections outlive the distance, outlive the passing years. No matter where tomorrow leads you, no matter what you leave behind, part of me will always reach for you across the changing tides. And when the world feels heavy, when hope becomes hard to find, close your eyes and know you were never left alone. We spent so much time fearing endings, like goodbye means something dies. But maybe real love lingers quietly in the spaces between our lives. And even if we never stand beneath the same stars again, the bond we built will still remain, like light beneath the skin. No matter where your heart is going, no matter what the future brings, I'll carry every memory like the song the soul still sings. And if your dreams start breaking, if the world turns cold and wild, there'll always be a place inside me where your name survives. Because some people become forever, even after they leave. And no amount of distance can erase what they mean. Late night colors spilling through the blind, street lights painting gold across your eyes. You leaned your head against the window glass, like you were trying to slow the world down. The city moved beneath the pouring rain, but in that car everything felt still, like time forgot to keep moving forward, just to listen to the way you smiled. And I remember thinking some moments feel eternal even when they disappear. There's something quiet in the way you shine, something softer than the evening sky. And every broken part inside me starts healing when you're near. You light up all the dark around me, like summer bleeding into dawn. Every lonely shadow fades slowly whenever your heart pulls me close. And I don't need perfect words tonight or fireworks this whole life softer. If the world collapses into silence, if all the city lights burn low, I'll still remember how you looked at me like I was worth holding on to. And maybe years from now, when everything around us changes, this feeling will still stay golden inside the corners of my soul. You light up every hidden part of me, like stars waking after the rain. Every fragile hope starts glowing whenever you reach for my hand. And I don't need answers anymore, or promises written in stone. Your love already turned this ordinary life into magic. You light the dark around me, you make the whole world warmer, just by being here. You were standing by your locker laughing, trying hard to hide another fight. Phone pressed close against your shoulder while she kept ruining your night. I stayed quiet by the hallway window, watching every little change in your eyes. Funny how someone can stand beside you and still never see your light. Meanwhile, I know the songs you play when you're driving, and every dream you never say out loud. She likes glitter and expensive parties, I like late night drives and small cafes. Maybe I'm not what everybody notices, but I see you differently. 'Cause I'm the one who stays up talking when your whole world falls apart. The one who knows the hidden pieces you keep locked inside your heart. And maybe someday you'll realize love doesn't have to be so hard. Maybe what you've been searching for has been here from the start. Friday night beneath the football lights, you waved at me across the crowd. Everybody cheering for the big scene while my heartbeat got too loud. You borrowed my old sweater in December, said it smelled like coffee and rain. And somehow that tiny little moment still circles through my brain. Maybe timing has a strange way of working. Maybe hearts notice too late. 'Cause I'm the one who hears the silence behind every fake smile you wear. The one who sees through all the chaos and still chooses to stay there. Maybe someday you'll realize not every love shines neon bright. Sometimes it's just somebody steady standing by your side. Now every glance keeps pulling me deeper, even when I try to hide it somehow. And maybe I should let go, maybe this will never change. But every time you smile at me, hope comes rushing back again. 'Cause I'm the one who knows your stories, the one who catches every fall, the one who chews your heart completely without trying to change it at all. And maybe one day in the middle of another ordinary night, you'll look at me differently and finally see the light. Because love isn't always fireworks. Sometimes it's someone staying true.
this time I've been waiting here for you.
I was standing in the middle of the chaos, another late night city full of noise, trying hard to bury all the questions inside the silence of my voice. People passed me like fading shadows, all pretending they were doing fine, but underneath the glowing street lights, everybody hides something behind. And I had almost forgotten what hope sounded like until you appeared. You saw through every tight excuse, every wall I tried to hide behind, like somehow you understood the damage without asking why. And right when I was losing faith completely, right when the darkness felt too strong, you walked into my broken world like you had been there all along. And every lonely road behind me started making sense somehow, because in the middle of my worst nights, you finally found me now. The rain kept falling on the old cafe windows, coffee growing colder in my hands. I kept replaying all the moments where life slipped outside my plans, but you sat there without judgment, without trying to fix my scars, just listening like my shattered story still deserved to be heard. Maybe healing begins the moment somebody sees you honestly. And right when I was drowning quietly inside all the fear I couldn't name, you reached through all the heavy silence and reminded me I could change. And every sleepless night behind me feels a little further now, because in the middle of the wreckage you somehow found me out. We spend so much time pretending we can survive this world alone, but even the strongest hearts grow tired carrying every weight on their own. And maybe love isn't rescue, maybe it's simply being seen at the exact moment you feel most invisible. And right when the world felt empty, right when I stopped believing in light, you stepped into the shadows and stayed through every stormy night. Now every scar I carry feels less heavy somehow, because somebody looked beyond the damage and chose to stay around. And even if tomorrow changes, even if the seasons move on, I'll remember how your presence brought me back when I was gone. I saw you standing by the corner train, headphones on while the city poured with rain. You brushed your hair behind your tired eyes, like you were carrying 1,000 quiet nights. People moved around us in a blur, but somehow everything slowed down for her. One small smile that vanished far too fast, like a photograph I knew would never last. And for a moment, the world felt lighter than before, without a single word. Maybe some souls arrive like sunsets, beautiful and gone too soon, leaving colors in the silence long after they disappear. You were beautiful, like light reflecting on the ocean after dark. Beautiful, like finding warmth inside a lonely heart. And I don't even know your name, still something in me changed, just from seeing you that night disappear into the crowd. I kept replaying every little detail, the way your eyes avoided everyone else, like maybe you were searching too for someone who could understand the truth. Outside the station, taxis passed us by, cold air mixing with the midnight sky. And though we never spoke a single line, you stayed with me long after goodbye. Sometimes strangers leave deeper marks upon us than people we once loved. You were beautiful, like streetlights glowing softly through the rain. Beautiful, like hearing hope return again. And even if our paths won't cross, even if you're already gone, part of me will keep that moment hidden safely in my heart. Maybe life is just brief connections, tiny sparks against the dark moments we were never meant to hold, only meant to feel. And maybe that's what makes them matter, the way they vanish before they fade, leaving quiet little echoes we carry for the rest of our days. You were beautiful in a way the world could never fully see. Beautiful without even trying to be. And somewhere underneath these city lights, you're probably living another life, while I still remember how your shadow looked beneath the station glow. You were beautiful, and somehow that was enough for one unforgettable